Hey there, UTR Urban Explorers. It's time for another one of our patented Motown episodes. First, we'll give you a dime for every talented musician in town. Then we'll show you a rose that will feed your mind, body, and soul. We'll even combine two great sports for one crazy good time. If all this sounds too cool to be true, it's not, because this is Detroit, and you're watching Under the Radar Michigan.
Support for Under the Radar Michigan comes from the Michigan State Housing Development Authority. For 50 years, MSHDA has been proud to help thousands of Michigan residents find a home and open all the possibilities found within. MSHDA, opening possibilities.
Everyone loves a great story, whether it's the classics we grew up with or the ones handed down through history. But what about the comeback stories, where what's new meets what's next, and why meets why not? Let's dive into the latest chapter of Detroit and the unmistakable vibe of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Additional support provided by Habitat for Humanity of Michigan, bringing people together to build homes, communities, and hope. And by Community Economic Development Association of Michigan, providing advocacy, resources, and training to organizations working to create vibrant Michigan communities.
I've been around the world, but there's one place I keep coming back to. And the more I explore, the more I realize it's the place to be. I'm Tom Dalton, and this is Under the Radar Michigan. You know, the new Detroit is a place you just have to see to believe. Because I believe that once you see it, you'll see that seeing is believing. And believe me, you won't believe what you're going to see. What'd I just say?
Well, if you made any sense of that at all, you're smart enough to know that Detroit's comeback isn't coming back, it's here right now. And it's exploding with great flavors, fun things to do, and plenty of positive people to help you get the most out of your experience. There's also tons of new inspiration, education, and innovation happening right now. So activate your sense of adventure, because we're back for more of the Motor City. Detroit is located in southeast Lower Michigan, due north of Canada. I know, it's weird.
Now, wouldn't it be great to have a dime for every young person trying to make music their life? Well, guess what? Detroit totally does.
DIME is the Detroit Institute of Music Education, a brand new college right downtown that's giving aspiring musicians a great place to get a real education in the music business. Sure, this place is a college, but when you step through the door, it feels like you're walking right into the music industry. Kevin Nixon and Sarah Clayman are two accomplished and award-winning music producers. They came here from the UK, saw what they liked, heard what they liked, and opened their doors to all who love music.
So what makes this school different than any other music school in the States?
Specialism. So if you come here, do about 17 hours a week, 18 hours a week, something like that. And if you're a drummer, then you got your drumsticks in your hand for probably 16 of those hours. So it's all about being really good at something that you're already talented at and getting you up to a level where you can have a career.
So kids don't come here to learn to play their instrument. They come here to maybe polish and then to learn the music business.
Correct, yeah.
Now, you guys have quite a history in the music business. I mean, I did a little reading of you guys, and I'm very impressed. I mean, you have worked with some of the biggest people in the music industry.
Especially considering we're so young.
Exactly. How did you do that? No, but you guys had a school like this in England, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. We had 4, and so we started in 2001. We've been in the music industry since we left school. That's a bit longer for me than it is for Sarah. But, you know, we've had amazing lives and amazing careers, and we've done really well, and we've been privileged to be able to work in something that we love.
You guys could take this concept, and it's very cool, by the way, anywhere in the world. Why Detroit?
Well, there was a collision of coincidences that brought us here. And, you know, the impression that we had of Detroit was very different to the reality. And I think the media have been very slow to pick up on the positivity, because Still, you can go around and you say the word Detroit and people go bankruptcy. Well, it's years ago now, and the place has not just recovered, it's accelerating so fast, it's leaving other places behind.
Yeah.
So we wanted to be part of that.
Yeah.
What do you think about the talent you've seen here?
The talent is just incredible. And it goes from, you know, really young kids to older people that have been playing for 20, 30 years. There's something in the water here. There's certainly talent that goes on. I don't know what it is, but...
Yeah, well, the churches are a big thing, I think. That, you know, the thing that put Detroit on the map, really, was the music coming out of the churches that ended up on Motown. And ever since, it's still in the churches. I mean, Aretha Franklin's dad's church is still here. Yeah. So there's a real buy-in from infant level to music, and that's not very common, you know. Yeah. You can go to other cities that just don't have that.
Yeah.
So tell me about some of the programs you guys have here.
So we run bachelor degree programs, and students choose whether to study guitar, bass, drums, vocals, songwriting, or music entrepreneurship, which is popular for non-players but also young artists that want to self-manage. In addition, we run some short courses, some part-time programs, some evening classes, and we also do kind of short programs on Saturdays as well sometimes. So it's really important for us to have courses for everyone. We also, our curriculum is based around modern music, so we don't do a lot of classical and jazz programs. And in the States, we find that there are many universities that teach classical and jazz. So, you know, we keep it very much into the modern music industry.
Yeah, walking in here is like, it's not like you're walking into a regular school, it's like you're walking into the music business.
Well, in that case, we've achieved what we set out to do, because all of the colleges that we've built and opened over the years, that's exactly what we wanted. Because, you know, if you go to a lot of music departments in universities, and all due respect to them, because some of them are great, but they're not inspiring places. Most universities have got like breeze block walls and painted magnolia, and there's a long corridor with nothing hanging on the wall. Okay. So they're completely uninspirational spaces. Here, we're all about careers. We're all about focusing on what you're going to do when you leave here. So we create an environment like this room here that is very similar to what the spaces that the kids will work in. So we call these teaching spaces studios, and if you look around here, that's Jimi Hendrix's studio there. You know, it's so big that it feels like it's in the room, and that's intentional, and the idea is to get kids used to that environment so they're not inhibited.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, where were you guys in the mid-'80s when I was walking around with, I looked like a walking shrubbery with my hair down here, and I was trying to make it in the music business, and I didn't know what I was doing.
Well, yeah. we left from school. Yeah, I got signed as an artist when I was 17. I mean, totally unprepared, totally ripped off. And most people of my age have got the same story. You know, if you were good enough to get signed in the first place, you got ripped off by somebody. Well, I would have loved to have come to a college like this, and this was one of the reasons we did it. You know, if you really believe in yourself, there should be a place that you can go and really have a shot, you know.
And, you know, it's really important for us to help young people understand that it's not just about playing guitar in your bedroom or selling 1 million records. It's everything in between.
Yeah.
And you can earn a very respectable, decent career doing many jobs in the music industry. So it could be your passion when you are 18 years old to get a record deal, but if you come into the classroom and there's 19 singers that are better than you, we'll learn about other jobs in the music industry.
I'm going to buy a time machine, I'm going to go back to 1984, and I expect you guys to be here.
Okay.
Well, enough talking about all the talent we have here in Detroit. Let's actually talk to some of them.
So what's a place like this mean to you?
Everything. I mean, this is my dream. So, you know, being able to have a place to do, you know, to work on my music and to always get better with, you know, professionals teaching me. I mean, it's the world right there.
When I walk through the doors, I just have joy, and I know that I'm gonna have a good day no matter what happens. If I wake up feeling bad, I know that these guys and my drummers they're gonna have my back and just be there for me all the time. So it's just an amazing feeling.
It's really good for the people that actually want to take, you know, music seriously, and I felt like that's what I really wanted to do.
So you came here, you were already really good, right?
All right, if you can say that.
So were you a songwriter before you came here, or is that your specialty that you learned here?
Oh man, I was a songwriter before I came here. Yeah.
You write love songs or what?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew it.
Yeah, man.
Because girls like love songs.
Oh my God, no, all my heartbreaks, man. I write about them.
Want to write a song for our show?
Hey, I wouldn't mind.
Okay, well, it can't be a love song, though, because I barely know you.
Oh, it's okay. What's the show called?
Under the Radar?
Under the Radar?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here, listening, having a good time with Under the Radar. I'm sitting here, yeah, listening, having a good time with Under the Radar.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So if someone offers you a dime for your thoughts on the future of Detroit's music industry, take them up on it. Because with all the talent we've got here, that kind of change will go a long way.
You know, in this increasingly crazy world in which we live in, as Paul McCartney would say, sometimes the best medicine for your mind, body, and spirit is real food. And we found a place that serves it up right here on East Jefferson.
Rose's Fine Food is a cool and casual finer diner that takes you back to a time when food was local, unaltered, and unbelievably good. This is where you go to enjoy a great meal and at the same time connect with local enlightened food lovers. And the comfort food they serve here is a flavor blast from the past. Molly Mitchell and Lucy DePerry are the cookin' cousins who own and operate this inspired diner. And their passion for this place is another thing that'll keep you coming back.
Now, usually when cousins want to stay in touch, they like do it at family reunions or they do it on the internet, but you guys decided to open a restaurant together?
Well, we're also best friends, so.
Yeah,
Cousins
exactly.
and best friends?
Yeah.
Well, what was the inspiration? Whose idea was it first?
Hers, definitely.
I actually read that you had your first dinner party when you were 13 years old.
That's true. Yeah.
So it goes back that far.
She's a natural entertainer.
Yeah, my folks were big time entertaining dinner party people, always people at our house, you know, and so yeah, it just seemed like, oh, this is a way to do it. This is how you have fun, you know.
Well, where did the name of the restaurant, Rose's, come from?
We named it for our grandma, just like for her. She was like this really salt of the earth woman who, she loved roses. She had an heirloom rose garden, you know, and she cooked, she baked, she could do everything. And she raised 8 kids, and she was just like a force, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you guys, I don't think how long have you guys been in the restaurant business?
Oh, 15 years?
Oh, so you've been doing
maybe
this a
more.
while.
A long time.
What, did you just have lunch one day and said, hey, let's open our own place?
Well, Luce was living in Detroit, and she kind of convinced me to come back. And then we started having like little pop-up dinners together. And then
It's a gateway activity, you
right,
know.
it is, yeah.
I know.
She drew me in.
That's right.
And then we were like looking at this place because I don't know, I've always like kind of stalked diners, and we wanted to have coffee here, but it looked like it was open, but the doors were closed. And we were looking in the window, and the owner of the building drove up and just asked us if we wanted to rent it. And we were kind of like, well, we're not stupid, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's almost like it was meant to be.
It really
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
So the philosophy on the food here is all about real food. Explain that.
Just really good ingredients, and we're lucky that we live in a city where a lot of people are actually growing amazing food here. So we have, you know, access to amazing produce, and we just don't want to compromise on any of the quality of the food, but also make it like a family experience. You know, like you used to be able to go and get a good meal that wasn't just, you know, poured out of a can or all from Cisco. It's like made by people who live near you, and it's well prepared and simple.
It's an anti-corporate statement.
There you go. Well, it's funny, for so many years we ate food that was wrapped in cellophane, came out of cans, came out of boxes. But like you said, you actually source locally here in Detroit?
Oh, so much, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's
yes.
people growing incredible produce here.
What kind of people have found this place?
Everyone. Yeah, it's been, the whole Metro Detroit, but also folks from the neighborhood, you know. It's really, it feels really democratic, you know, which was our goal. It should be for everyone.
Family restaurant.
Yeah, totally.
And if you're wondering how Rose's diners are finding this fine food, let's find out.
You know what, this is my first time here, but I love Detroit, and I love their philosophy. They use all fresh things, homemade things, and they pay their workers a sustainable wage, which is really, really cool.
First time here?
Second time here.
And what do you love about Rose's?
I love that everything here is just, it tastes very fresh, and they have such pride in the products that they choose to plate, and it feels very much like what Detroit eventually is going to over-encompass, I feel, and embody the city with. Just very good home-style cooking again, and it's really, really good food.
So what's it like eating real food?
This place is terrific. Eating real food matters in Detroit, and it matters to people who live in the neighborhood. This is a neighborhood joint. Lucy and Molly are part of the city's rejuvenation. They make great food. They hire great people. This place is always packed like this on any day of the week.
You can get a really good brunch or lunch anywhere, but I love that they have tip built into the amount you pay for your food. They really take care of their employees, very ethical. And I love that if you live in the area, you can actually get a discount if you show them your ID. And so I love the way they're giving back to the community, even as a new business.
So if you want to feel great again, dine at Rose's Fine Food. Because take it from me, you don't need pills. All you need is this place and a plate.
Do you like football? Do you like bowling? Do you like making up strange new words? Have I got a new sport for you?
It's called FOWLING. That's right, a combination of football and bowling. And here in Detroit, they have everything you need to turn this crazy sport into your new favorite pastime. You'll actually find the FOWLING Warehouse in the city of Hamtramck. And even though I can be a bit of a knucklehead, they did finally let me in. Chris Hutt is Detroit's founding father of FOWLING. And if it wasn't for him, heck, we'd be standing in an empty warehouse right now.
So I got one question. Actually,
Yes,
actually two questions.
Okay.
Did you invent this game, and how much beer was involved?
My circle of friends and I, yes, we invented the game, and just about all of it.
How long ago did you start playing this?
14 years ago. My friends and I, we go to the Indianapolis 500 every year. We're always in the same camping lot, same spots. Our neighbors are the same people from all these different states. They're our friends. We're Detroiters, they're not. We build stuff they don't. And that particular year, we decided we were going to build a bowling alley.
Outside?
So, outside.
While you're tailgating?
Right. So, you know, we built the bowling lane. It was 6 boards bolted together, real bowling ball, real pins.
A real bowling ball?
Real bowling ball, real pins. And we took it down there, we set it up, and after about 4 or 5 practice throws, they all failed. They either fell off the board, missed our backstop, or went through the pins, through our backstop. Either way, the ball was going into our neighbors. And Saturday, the day before the race, a couple guys were playing catch with the football. Ball wasn't caught. It bounced on the ground and went into the pins. Knocked a few pins over. A bunch of light bulbs, eureka. Started throwing the ball back and forth, argued like crazy about rules. And by the end of the night, we had settled on FOWLING as a name and had the basic outline of our rules. And the next day I went to the Indy 500.
And that was 14 years ago?
14 years ago.
And look what you've done. This place is amazing.
Well, every time we set the game up after that, I mean, we had a great time doing it, and once we started bowling, a lot of people came over to our campsite. What are you doing? Can I try? And sure, you know, it's fun. And at the end, when are you doing it again? Here's my phone number, here's my email, let me know, please. It was there. You know, the game was fun. Everybody liked it. Men, women, kids.
Well, it's such a wacky combination.
Yeah, and anybody can do it. You know, it's not football, and it's not bowling. It's
it's FOWLING.
It's FOWLING. I've said it a million times. You know, the athletes lose all the time to their moms. Yeah. You know, you get these the Uncle Ricos of the world come in, and yeah. They're at the front desk checking in, and they're looking at it. They've never played, and like, oh man, I'm going to be the best. And then they lose all night to their girlfriend.
So the secret is there's no secret to it.
Well, it's about accuracy, not strength. You know, land in the triangle, and it's just.
It's exploded. I hear about it all the time now.
It's fun. You know, we've been doing it for 14 years, and it's still as much fun today as it was then. You know.
Did you ever think you'd have a place this big and this cool and have this many people doing this?
We've been working at it a long time. This room has been in my head for like 10 years.
The neat thing about this is this doesn't exist in any other city anywhere in the world because you invented this.
We invented it. There are people with lanes that foal in many states and different countries, but they all come back to Indy, the Indy family tree, so to speak. But this is the mothership as far as business, yes. This is the only place you can go foaling. And it is our business plan to open more, of course. Our goal is every major city, college towns, you know. The game is fun. You can lose all day and have a great time.
I'm going to have a lot of fun then.
After a quick lesson from Chris and a few feeble foals, I decided suddenly, in my own mind, I was fantastic. So I decided to reach out and befriend some fellow foalers.
I notice you're pretty rowdy. Are you winning or are you just frustrated?
We're up by 1 pin.
So you're winning. Oh! Yes. So are you a frequent foaler?
This is actually my first time foaling.
And are we enjoying it?
Absolutely.
What do you find to be the most challenging part?
Finding the right strategy in throwing the ball. It's harder than it looks.
But it's more fun than it looks, right?
Oh, for sure. I love this.
Would you recommend it to me?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Have you ever played?
No, but I'm going to.
Okay, good.
So tell me honestly, are you a fabulous foaler?
You know, I'm not bad.
So you've done this before?
This is my 3rd time.
You must be pretty good because I saw you doing a victory dance earlier.
Well, whenever you knock down 5 pins in one throw, that's a pretty good foal.
That's a good foal. I'm still learning the lingo.
When I first started, I said foul, and I got corrected. So
okay.
The lingo is tough.
Foaling must be a tough sport because I notice you're perspiring, sir.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Are you perspiring because your girlfriend's beating you?
Actually, I think I won playing against her, but I will tell you, I've played this a few times, and I brought my friends here for the first time, and you might have to chase the balls a little more when you have new people here. And like everything counts too. So if the ball knocks over from another lane into yours, it counts. So it's a fun game, especially you had the beers, you had the music. It's a good time for everyone.
So why do you like foaling so much?
I like it because at first, when I'm not very good at it, it's sort of like I don't want to play it. And then as I get better at it, it makes me feel more confident. And then I just want to beat everybody.
Awesome.
So that's why.
Awesome. I'm still not good at being a TV show host, but I'm working on it. Hey, did you guys want to be on TV real quick and say why you love foaling so much?
Sure.
Okay, ready? Tell me why you love foaling so much.
I love foaling because I can try every single strategy, the sidearm, the arc, the bullet pass, and none of them work. Usually it's a total crapshoot whether you hit something or not.
I'll try all those. Are you a frequent foaler?
This is my 2nd time foaling.
You like it?
I love it. It's so much fun. I love playing football. I was Powder Puff QB, so I get to play a little bit here and have a little bit of fun with that, too.
You realize you were almost hit by the ball, but your boyfriend saved your life.
But look, at my last throw, I got 2 pins.
Good for you. That's two more than I'll probably get.
Foaling is a fun, safe, and extremely social sport. Heck, I even figured out a way to meet almost everyone on the lanes all at once.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to try and run through the foaling court here and not get hit by a ball. Are you ready? Stay close. Here we go. Oh my gosh! Well, we made it. A couple of close calls, but we made it.
There's just no way you cannot have fun doing this, if that makes any sense. It's great exercise and a great way to meet new people.
Foaling, it's 2 sports in one. Well, 3 if you count the beer, and I seriously suggest you try it.
Because if you don't, all these people will be having fun without you, and you don't want that.
Support for Under the Radar Michigan comes from the Michigan State Housing Development Authority. For 50 years, MSHDA has been proud to help thousands of Michigan residents find a home and open all the possibilities found within. MSHDA, opening possibilities.
Everyone loves a great story, whether it's the classics we grew up with or the ones handed down through history. But what about the comeback stories, where what's new meets what's next, and why meets why not? Let's dive into the latest chapter of Detroit and the unmistakable vibe of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Additional support provided by Habitat for Humanity of Michigan, bringing people together to build homes, communities, and hope. And by Community Economic Development Association of Michigan, providing advocacy, resources, and training to organizations working to create vibrant Michigan communities.